Okay, this is going to be Access Lecture B, Building and Using Queries. In this part of the presentation, we're going to talk about using the query wizard. We're going to talk about how to work with data in a query, how to use this query design view, how to sort and find data, how to filter data, how to apply both the and the or criteria, and how to format a data sheet. When you're creating a query, or query is another word for question, when you're creating a question of you want to know something from the data you've got stored, it allows you to select a subset of fields and records from one or more tables and then present that data in a single report data sheet. Because the query doesn't physically store the data, the query data sheet is sometimes called the logical view of the data. In other words, you've manipulated the data to put it in an organizational form the way you want to look at it, but it doesn't actually change the data. But the data will change. If you work with data within a query and you find an error and you make that edit change, it'll actually change the data in the table. So that is something to keep in mind. So when using the query wizard, technically a query is a set of structured query language instructions. In other words, go to this table, grab these fields, and compare them, and if these fit these criteria, then put it in this stack. And because you use Access query tools such as the query design view, you don't need to know SQL to build or use Access queries. So what we've got here using the query wizard shows which fields do you want in your query. Now if you look at this, you've got the tables and queries list arrow right here, and under tables and queries, these are the fields that are listed under the customers. You've got customer number, street, city, state, zip, phone, and first contact. So already you've grabbed some fields from a different table, from the tours table. You've grabbed the tour name, city, category, price, first name, and last name come from the customer tables. So this query is going to combine two tables, data from two tables, and create the record, the resulting report that you're going to see in a minute. So like I said, you enter and edit data in the query data sheet the same way you do in the table data sheet, and any edits you make in that query data sheet are going to go back and update the original table. So if there's an error you find that needs to be fixed for a name or an address or any other content, if you fix it in the query data sheet, you're going to fix it all over. So here's data from a query. In this case, the query asks for the tour name, city, category, price, and then asks for the first and last name of the customers. When you select a record, you push the buttons on the right hand side to select the record, and then if you find something in there to update that needs to be changed, you can go ahead and change that. You're going to use query design to add, delete, or move fields in an existing query, or to specify sort orders or add criteria to limit the number of records shown in the resulting database. You're going to create a new query from scratch. So the query design view presents the fields that you can use in that query in small windows called fields list. If you use the fields of two or more related tables in the query, the relationship between the two tables is displayed with a join or link line identifying the fields that are used for the table. And if you look on page, what does it show here? Page 33. It'll show you the image that shows on this slide that'll show you there is a linkage between tours and states. There's actually a link between the location, the query design view of the tours, and the states where those tours go. And then below that in figure B6 you see the tours by state query with Florida as the criterion. In other words, the criteria for the sort is to sort by state in ascending order with Florida as the identifier. You only want the records that have Florida in that record. You're going to go in ascending order as far as alphabetically, starting with the Breeze Bay shelling all the way up to tropical sailboats, and that's the order that it's going to show in the report as it shows in B6. Okay, this is the end of the query design view, but I do want to take a look here. Let me see if I can do a query. Let's see, we're going to do a query. We're going to create a new query. Oops. Create. Query wizard. Okay, we're going to go with a simple query wizard. and that's okay. We're going to go with the table's contacts. We're going to last name, first name, and then the next table we're going to use is, we don't have any more tables, so we can't really pick any table settings. So there's not another table, but at this time you'd pick the second table, and then you'd move the extra fields in here, and then that would take you into next and finish what you want in your query. But that would allow you to select the fields that you want within your query to allow you to create the query to categorize your data the way you need to have it done for your report. And this is the end of the query design, and we're going to go on to sort and find data in a minute.